Welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal channel. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. The Arsenal medical department is a very, very busy place as we speak. They're preparing for medicals for Noni Madueke, who has been given full permission by Chelsea to fly from USA to Arsenal and do his medicals. Full agreement in place. 52 million, including add-ons. That is done, that is dusted, and we already have that. Here we go from Fabrizio Romano. But we've got to talk about the Victor Gyökeres deal, as today is a very important day in this deal. Now, Gyökeres is supposed to report for training today, as the grace period he was given by Sporting CP is now over. Now, the player is saying, I am not coming back to training, and therefore Arsenal and CP would like to hurry up, iron out their differences so that by the end of today, that deal is done. Otherwise, Sporting CP risk having a player who has refused to come back to training, and it is not going to look good on the value of the player. We'll be discussing that as well. Eberechi Eze is now Arsenal's full focus after Gyökeres and, of course, Noni Madueke. Arsenal want to sign Gyökeres as part of the three-man attack they've been planning for quite some time. And we'll be talking about the Christian Mosquera deal, because we're hearing that Mosquera could actually sign a new deal at Valencia if they're giving him the release clause that he actually wants. Is that true? Are Arsenal failing to sign a player for 20 million after wasting 55 million on Noni Madueke? We're going to be discussing all that and more. Hit the like button for me, subscribe to the channel as well. And without any wasted time, let's actually get into it. Let's start off with that Noni Madueke story. He's been given full permission by Chelsea to travel and do his medicals. The player is flying from USA to London in order to complete medicals at Arsenal. I tell you, the people in the Arsenal medical room must be the busiest on earth right about now. Obviously, not only the people in the Arsenal medical room, because if Madueke does his medicals and passes them, then he has got to go and do media duties, which is interviews and photos and photographs, and the media team as well is very, very busy at Arsenal. They've had to come up with concepts for for Zubimendi, concepts for Kepa, concepts for Christian Nogard, and there is a lot more to come. They've got to do media shoots and concepts for Noni Madueke, for Eberechi Eze, for Victor Gyökeres, and possibly, if we have any surprise departures, Arsenal might actually get another, forward player. And of course, we're signing a centre back as well. But the full story here is on Noni Madueke. And by the time a player is given full permission to do medicals at the other club, you know the drill. You followed transfers for quite a while now. You understand the drill. The moment the player is given full permission to do medicals, it is done. It is dusted. The people who don't like Noni Madueke are still praying. We pray that he doesn't pass his medicals. I don't think Noni Madueke is going to fail his medicals. He's actually going to pass the medicals. And for now, we're going to be fully behind him. We're going to back him until he either proves that he's the right signing or he proves otherwise. But everything is done. Just to give you a picture of what Arsenal and Chelsea have agreed upon, Arsenal will pay 50 million guaranteed plus a few add-ons, which takes the deal to about 52 million pounds and around 65 million euros. So done and dusted. Noni Madueke will be expected in London at Arsenal to do his medicals right from the USA anytime. And if he arrives in London, I'll be the first person to let you know. But medicals should be done anytime between now and Monday. So the announcement, I think, would come. I honestly think that the announcement would come like Tuesday or Wednesday. But Arsenal could actually hurry it. Arsenal could actually make it quicker. And the reason for that is, again, next week, Arsenal are beginning preseason. Today is 11th. We have 8 days for us to begin preseason. Mikel Arteta has said, I want my most important players part of preseason. I want my most important signings part of preseason. So don't be surprised if Noni Madueke is even announced on Sunday or on Monday. Arsenal have done this deal very, very quickly. It's done with Chelsea. It's done with Noni Madueke. We're just waiting for the medicals, and then we can complete the deal. And of course, that official announcement. Okay, now, the Victor Gyökeres deal is also one that could develop today. I'm not saying that it could develop because Arsenal have signed Noni Madueke, but it's one that is on a delicate day. And Friday, today, is very, very important in the Victor Gyökeres deal. Why? So, On Monday, Victor Gyökeres was supposed to report for training. And of course, the player said, I don't want to come to training. I'm not coming back to training. And what Sporting CP did, they actually gave him an extension between Monday and Friday. So he was free not to report to training before Friday, okay? Remember, Sporting already are back in training on Monday. Of course, we've seen some pictures of the Arsenal players arriving, at the Sobha Realty ground. So that tells you that teams are converging. Teams are coming back together. I saw Saka returning. I saw Nwaneri returning. I saw Lewis Scully returning, Merino, Kai Havertz, all those guys. I've seen pictures of them returning to training. And it's the case with Sporting CP. They have also returned to training. But Gyökeres told the president and told anyone involved at Sporting, and he said, I don't want to be part of this team. I don't want to come back. Can you actually excuse me? And Sporting said, okay, we are not going to call you for training between Monday and Thursday. But come Friday, you're either another, player's team, right? Another team's player, or you're back in training on Friday. Now, Friday is today, and Gyökeres is saying, I am not coming for training. I won't be in training. Do whatever you want. I am not coming for training. So, in order for Sporting to solve this chaos and solve this mess, they've got to get this deal done today. They've got to get this deal done out of the way. For two reasons. One, if Gyökeres doesn't show up for training, that gives us the more power in negotiations. Let's say he doesn't show up today, he doesn't show up tomorrow, he doesn't show up on Monday. It gives us the more power in negotiations. Arsenal will be telling Sporting, look, the guy is not training. The guy is serious. He's not coming back. And I don't know about the legality of him not, coming to training and him maybe not wanting to play for Sporting again. But we have been told that the agents of the player are even considering loan deals as a backup plan. That would be devastating. Like for Sporting, that would be devastating. To lose a player like Gyökeres on loan just because you don't want to, agree a deal with Arsenal and the difference is like 5 million, it would be absolutely crazy. So today's going to be very important. Sporting are going to be under pressure. They know the players are coming back to training, and Arsenal watching the situation. So we might get a compromise from Sporting CP today. We might get a compromise. And the compromise is not going to be a full 5 million, right? I think what is difficult here is Sporting are saying, we want that extra 5 million, okay? We don't want 75 million euros. We want 80 million euros. I think what Sporting should do, they should do a compromise of about 2.5 million. They should say, whatever you're giving us, just add 2.5 million and we shall be okay. And the moment you do that, Arsenal will sense this effort from Sporting and a deal will be done. For me, it isn't as easy, obviously. Negotiations take time. Negotiations are not that easy. They're difficult. But in my opinion, this is a deal that is being blocked by egos, right? The president at Sporting Verandas has a very big ego and is saying, no way, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And then, of course, their egos at Arsenal were saying he will budge. He will actually eventually fold, right? So, Gyökeres expects something big between today and this weekend. Expect something very, very big between today and this weekend because Sporting don't want to go into a new week where they still have this, situation drag on. They don't want to go into a new week where all the other players are still being disrupted and distracted by the Victor Gyökeres deal, right? They don't want that. It makes a very bad impression on the team. It makes a very bad impression to the fans, and it makes a very bad impression to Victor Gyökeres as well, because it's saying, I have been the solo fighter for this team. I have fought for this team. I've given you everything you've got, and when it comes time to pay me back by allowing me to go and get that heavy paycheck and maybe make my family great again and make my family look good, you guys are actually blocking it. So expect something between today and this weekend on the Victor Gyökeres deal. And remember, it broke on Sunday, so I won't be surprised for another breaking story to actually come in on Sunday. All right. Now, Arsenal want to go and focus fully on the Eberechi as a deal, right? Arsenal want to focus fully on the Eberechi as a deal. Now, according to Fabrizio, he says that talks have been through the agency of the player, but now Arsenal want to progress to direct club to club talks, right? Now, Arsenal, of course, know that £60 million bid is, release clause is available, but they want to negotiate around it. Now, for me, this is the most important signing Arsenal are going to make after Gyökeres. In terms of forward attackers, Eze is going to be the most important signing Arsenal make after Victor Gyökeres. Obviously, with Victor Gyökeres, we've always wanted a number 9, and Arsenal have been, trying to play around. Arsenal have been, trying to fool us around. We want a number 9, they do this. We want a number 9, they do the other thing. But this summer, Arsenal are finally going to get a number 9. Arsenal are finally going to sign a striker. And that's important because, in terms of increasing Arsenal's output, in terms of improving us as a team, it's going to be much better. It's going to be, a much better team. But why Eze is so important? Number 1, Arsenal are signing Noni Madueke. So when you sign a player like Madueke, his confidence is very low. His self-esteem is very low. He can't compete with Saka at the moment, and he can't compete with Gabriel Martinelli as well, okay? So that means we've signed Noni Madueke like he's like a pointless signing, but important. He's important because he adds options to the squad, but at the moment, you don't expect Arsenal to go up a level by signing Madueke. Madueke is in the same bracket as Nogard and Kepa. They're good signings. They add quality and depth to the team. But if no one gets injured, they are never used. I'm telling you, if Saka never gets injured, Madueke will not play more than 10 games this coming season on the right wing. And let's say Martinelli explodes into form. 100%, Madueke won't play more than 10 games on the left wing as well. So what then happens is you need a signing like Eberechi Eze, because Eze is so ready. He's Premier League ready, but he's also ready in terms of his mentality and in terms of his self-esteem and confidence to go and push Arsenal's best players. Eze can push Odegaard, Eze can push Rice, Eze can push Martinelli. So Eze is going to be such a big signing, and it's going to hit differently because he's so important and his use cases are actually more visible than the use cases of Madueke. That doesn't make Madueke a bad signing. It's already a bad signing, honestly. But that doesn't make it a bad signing. It makes it relatively unnoticeable. Okay? Relatively unnoticeable. Unless Mikel Arteta is going to stick with his ego. But if Mikel Arteta is going to be realistic, this is the Arsenal substitution list in its order. Eze comes on, and maybe Odegaard goes off, or Rice goes off. Eze must be number 1. Number 2, off the bench, if Martinelli has started and Trossard stays, Trossard comes off the bench, right? And then number 3, Mikel Merino. Honestly, because he's given us that kind of proof that he can be a useful player. And then Kai Havertz. Madueke could be option like option number 5. And I've already talked about Arsenal having a second team. Arsenal having a bench that can go and fight for trophies. I think Madueke improves our bench, right? I think it improves our bench. But it's not the player that we needed. We wanted like a Gabriel Martinelli on the bench and then Rodrigo as an upgrade. But that is not happening, definitely. So Eze really makes Arsenal's bench rich. Like, you look at the bench and you have Merino, Havertz, Eze. Yeah, that's not bad. That actually ain't bad at all. Now, there is talk about Christian Mosquera signing a new deal, but reports are saying that he wants a release clause in that deal. Well, why I'm skeptical about such stories is we've been told that every player by La Liga standards and rules and regulations has got to have a release clause. Every player has to have a release clause, right? I think what Mosquera is trying to do here, and what maybe the agency, they're trying to show Valencia that we would love to go to Arsenal, but staying here is not a problem. We are not, bothered by staying. We just want to make that big switch. We just want to make that big switch to Arsenal. And I pray that Arsenal don't do these two things. One, I pray that Arsenal don't fail to sign Gyökeres for a difference of 5 million, yet we have spent 50 million on Noni Madueke. Number two, I pray that Arsenal don't fail to sign Christian Mosquera for a difference of 3 or 4 million after spending 50 million on Noni Madueke. Because Madueke, if Arsenal is saying that they want to see who they can afford after signing Gyökeres, then why are you signing Madueke first? Exactly why? I don't know. But Christian Mosquera, he's being pressured into signing a new deal. Is he going to sign it? I think he's going to need that final assurance from Arsenal that we're going to go and get him on.